Hey guys, Nicholas here and welcome back to Quantum Information. Today I want to talk about a library I'm making that's called Vanilla-TypeScript. It's not a framework, but it's to try and bring some order and structure to vanilla JavaScript or vanilla TypeScript applications. So now let me just show you the repository here. So you can find the library here, Vanilla TypeScript. It's very simple right now, but what I would do is I use it in a couple of other open source libraries that I have. So let me just show you what the code looks like. So this library here is available on NPM, and what it exports is these TypeScript files. So if we go into the package JSON, we can see that we're exporting the index here. So what it is designed to do is it to be used in web components, or not web components as in the web components thing, but just like if you want to make a small component that you stick in a web page, this provides some common structure. So for example, here's an interface that you can use for a component that you're going to add onto a page at any point. So you're not needing any existing DOM, you just want to add it. So it's an interface called iComponent here. So here we are. We have a destroy method and we have a promise and a void. So we're saying here that we want this component to be able to be destroyed, and we return a promise to let us know when it's done. Similarly for the show, we have this here. We have a show method. We also have something called Attachable Component. So this is used when you have existing DOM and you want to add the component to sit inside that existing DOM thing. Now, the host element, we say this is the thing that you're putting it inside, and it will also takes a string parameter, which is the selector of the element you want to attach this to, and also similarly we have a detach method which removes it from it, and these return promises when they are done. Let me just show you an example of how that's actually used. So if we go to the Smart Terminal, we can see here in the source file that we are importing iComponent from Vanilla TypeScript, and we have implementation declaration here. So if we go to the show method, then it returns a promise of type void, and what we do is when we append this component to the document, we then resolve it, and anything else that uses this library will understand when the show is complete. So if we go back to Vanilla TypeScript again, I have several components that are using these interfaces, and it just provides me a little bit of common structure, and to make Vanilla JavaScript seem a bit more tamed. So similarly, there's the detach method, which is also part of the destroy method, which is also part of the interface. So we remove the element from the page here, and then we say resolve promise, and this is part of Vanilla TypeScript. Another library where I'm using the Vanilla TypeScript is a solar pop-up here. Again, we're using iComponent, and the methods from Vanilla TypeScript that we're using is a show method. So what we're doing is we have some timer that transitions a pop-up into the page, and when it's finished, moving into the page, we do resolve, which tells what other application that is using this solar pop-up library that it's complete. And we also have the destroy method. We have a timer, and based on the transition time, and we resolve it. I do have another library which doesn't yet use Vanilla TypeScript, but this is called the warp router, and this is where you can basically stick this router onto an existing DOM. So I'm going to add the iAttachable interface on top of this library at some point. So now let's go back to here, and let's just talk about some other things that I have. So I have this thing called common extensions, which was for some purpose I was using arrays. I need to revisit this to see if it's actually necessary. Events, I have this thing called key codes, which I have some of the more basic and normal types of keys. This is not by no means a complete list, but for me in my applications, especially these ones here, they're quite useful for testing events for various key presses. And this application event is something I'm toying with. So in all sort of applications, we have sort of generic events. So I'm going to have like these strings here. For example, user has logged in, and we dispatch this. This is where we can pass events up and down, custom events up and down the DOM. So this is what I'm going to be using more and more in my own apps, and I share it with you guys to see what you guys think of this stuff. So that's really all there is to it. I have a tslint file here which makes sure everything's running correctly in terms of the code standards. So we just check to see that, okay, so that's, I need to work on this thing. I'm working on a new library here called DOM data extraction. So here I'm gonna, when I work with forms, sometimes I want to just extract the key value pairs of the values. There is a form data object, but it's a bit hard to work with. So I'm just gonna add this to the vanilla TypeScript. That's really all I want to talk about right now. I will be showing you how I can use various vanilla TypeScript components together in the one application in a video coming soon. So thanks for watching, folks, and let me know what you think of this library and if you use it. Bye.